In the fertile valley of the Jordan River, there existed two cities of renown, Sodom and Gomorrah. The land flowed with milk and honey. Their markets overflowed with riches. Their inhabitants knew only luxury and ease. However, behind this facade of prosperity lurked a dark heart, a festering wound of wickedness. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah had turned away from God. They reveled in their sin. Their hearts were filled with pride, greed, and lust. They disregarded the laws of hospitality and decency. Their cries of iniquity rose to the heavens. The stench of their depravity reached the nostrils of the Almighty. He saw their wickedness. He knew their hearts were beyond redemption. He decided to act. He would rain down his wrath upon them. He would make an example of Sodom and Gomorrah. The cries of the oppressed, the pleas for justice, the stench of sin, all reached the ears of the Almighty. He had created man in his image, but man had strayed far from grace. He had become consumed by darkness. The Lord, in his infinite wisdom, knew that Sodom and Gomorrah had become a cancer, a festering wound on the earth. Their wickedness could not be allowed to spread. A decision was made. The cities would be destroyed, wiped from the face of the earth. But amidst the darkness, a flicker of light remained. A righteous man named Lot resided in Sodom. He and his family were beacons of hope. They clung to their faith. They remained obedient to God's laws. The Lord, in his mercy, decided to spare Lot and his family. But their rescue would be a test, a trial of faith in the face of unimaginable destruction. The fate of Sodom and Gomorrah was sealed. Their wickedness had reached its peak. The Lord would no longer tolerate their depravity. His wrath would be swift and terrible. A lesson for all time. He would rain down fire and brimstone. He would obliterate the cities, turning them to ash and ruin. No trace would be left of their former glory, only a desolate wasteland. But the Lord, in his infinite mercy, remembered Lot. He would send his angels, messengers to warn Lot and his family to flee, to escape the coming destruction. Their faith would be tested. The sun beat down upon Sodom. Unaware of their impending doom, the people went about their wicked ways. But at the city gates, two strangers arrived. Two angels, disguised as men. They carried a message from the Almighty, a message of warning, a message of hope. They searched for Lot, the one righteous man in this den of iniquity. Lot, a man of hospitality, welcomed the strangers into his home. He offered them food and shelter. He did not know they were angels, but he sensed their goodness. Their presence brought a glimmer of light to the darkness of Sodom. The angels, touched by Lot's kindness, revealed their true nature. They delivered the Lord's message. Sodom and Gomorrah would be destroyed. Lot and his family must leave immediately. Section 5. The depravity of Sodom. The news of the angels' arrival spread through Sodom like wildfire. A mob gathered outside Lot's house. Their hearts were filled with lust and wickedness. They demanded Lot hand over the strangers. Lot, horrified, pleaded with them. He offered his own daughters in their place. His faith was tested, his resolve shaken. But the mob would not be deterred. They pressed closer, threatening violence. The angels, seeing the danger, struck the mob with blindness. They could no longer see Lot's door. The mob, confused and disoriented, eventually dispersed, but the darkness in their hearts remained, a testament to the depths of Sodom's depravity. Section 6. Fleeing the city of sin with the first light of dawn, the angels urged Lot and his family to flee. "Escape for your lives," they commanded. "Do not look back. Do not linger on the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." Lot hesitated. He pleaded with the angels. Could they not escape to a nearby town? Zoar? The angels relented. Yes, they could flee to Zoar, but they must not delay. The Lord's judgment was at hand. Lot, his wife, and his two daughters fled Sodom. They ran for their lives, leaving behind their home, their possessions, everything they knew. They dared not look back, for they knew the wrath of God was upon them. Section 7. Fire and brimstone. The sun rose over the valley. It bathed Sodom and Gomorrah in its golden light. The inhabitants, oblivious to their fate, continued in their wicked ways, but their time was up. From the heavens, the Lord rained down fire and brimstone, a terrifying storm of fire and ash. The earth shook, the sky turned blood red, the cries of the wicked filled the air. Sodom and Gomorrah were consumed by flames, their magnificent buildings turned to ash, their riches melted like wax. The stench of sulfur filled the air, a grim testament to the wages of sin. Section 8, the Pillar of Salt. Lot and his family, their hearts pounding, fled towards Zoar. The sounds of destruction echoed behind them. But Lot's wife, her curiosity overwhelming her fear, hesitated. She dared to look back. She longed for her old life, her possessions, the familiar comforts of Sodom. It was a fatal mistake. The Lord's wrath was swift and merciless. In an instant she was transformed, turned into a pillar of salt, a stark reminder of the importance of obedience, a chilling testament to the consequences of disobedience. Section 9, a timeless warning. Lot and his daughters, heartbroken but alive, reached the safety of Zoar. They had witnessed the terrible power of God. They understood the importance of obedience. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah serves as a timeless warning, a reminder that wickedness and disobedience have consequences, that the wages of sin is death. But it is also a story of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, God's mercy endures, that those who turn to Him, who follow His laws, will find salvation. Let us never forget the lessons of Sodom and Gomorrah.